How is life? I'm good. I'm good. I'm really good. Life's also like happy, content. Yeah. Or, but also always looking forward to hustle because, startup.
Brilliant. May I ask who is Ishan and can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your history?
Hmm. Okay. A tricky question. I've had quite a break. So I think I've reflected on who I am. I think I identify myself as a people's person. I love knowing more people, uh, meeting randomest and craziest, but also most normal person out there, and then knowing their stories, what is life for them, that is the one single thing which amuses me. I'm also very restless, very active, very extroverted and socializing kind of person, which loops into the first part, which is like I like to meet more people. I also love running, dancing, and then like more activity which keeps me engaged, which is more meditative and then takes energy of my restless genetics, I would like to say. Now, okay, how did I reach here? I was born and brought up in Kasargod, a small village in Kasargod called Pandichan. Went to an English medium school, but most of it was taught in Malayalam as well till 7, and then switched to CBSE. Had more exposure to people speaking English. That was one major, like first of the major challenges I can recall on my confidence because I was clearly overwhelmed by the English speaking. And then from there, like I went to the famous PC Thomas hostels, got into a good college. Thankfully, did my graduation from BITS Pilani. Met a lot of great folks from across the country doing wonderful things, very innovative things. That cross coming from a business family set up the tone for probably what I'm doing to, and like what I was doing like last two stints at work, like one working in a startup or building another startup. So yeah, so Pilani also like set aspirational thoughts on like how big you can build an impact. What do you aim for? Because you have like startups like Big Basket, Red Bus coming like from your seniors, Swiggy, and then you can say, hey, like people building it out for millions and millions of people. You might want to do something on that line if you're starting out. So the aspiration and dreams also came in along with pride, a set of people who could help you reach there. So that was mostly about Bits Pilani. Post that, I tried my stint at. I read a lot of Abdul Kalam books at the end of my graduation and decided, hey, like nothing is worthy of my time than serving my nation with my utmost capacity. But I'm also someone who knows when I give my 100% and worries have this had this clear distinction where I know if something is not completely in my control, I wouldn't push beyond it. That is something naturally ingrained that really helps in startups because like after a point hey, this is not in my hand. I've done everything I can do. So I did two stints at UPSC, very dedicated, very disciplined, spend a lot of time with books because in Pilani, you did not have attendance. So I spent a lot of time meeting. There are 4,000 people on campus in the middle of the desert. There's nothing else other than people. It was best designed for someone like me. So I met everyone. And then I put myself in a room with hundreds of books around, which was like tricky in itself. But not only survived, I think I did really well to be friends with books, to go back to learning because there's no learning after 12 in the graduation. Uh, yeah, and then accidentally, one of my, I should say, like very serendipitous. One of my batchmates turned up saying, hey, a lot of people in our batch. I'm looking for a co-founder. And then we kept talking throughout the night. And the morning he said, you're like moving out of UPSC. Why don't you come and try this out? Because I don't know if he pulled a trick on me, if he was actually looking for me or was looking for suggestions. I ended up going there. We built that startup for a couple of years. And then from there, I moved on to a company called Park Plus. That stint I learned, I figured I enjoy building tech-based scalable businesses, independent of sector, because you get to talk to a lot of users, learn their pain point, and scale it up. So all these three things excited, like talking to users, empathizing with their key problem, and solving for it. Like what is the best way, easiest, most convenient way to solve for this, and then yeah, that also ended up me having exposure to like discussions on. We even had an acquisition offer on the plate, so it was a good. We did not take it for some internal reasons, but it was a good, almost complete journey for a small startup. About it. And then COVID hit. I also joined this company called Partners, which is like almost a Unicorn now. And then I started doing a small part in one city for them. But like my understanding was that, hey, I'll prove here and then I'll take an independent version. So which I got, and then this was their daily car care services. We scaled it up from first car to I think around 50,000 cars served daily with 200 plus professionals and a team of 30 people on the fulfillment side, all in 6 months. So like this gave me an exposure to like how fast I can build a team. And then that was like I remember this specific day where like I was asked like what was the highest number of people I've hired in a day? It was one. And then I hired 21 people in next 2 years. So all those things at scale, and it was a heavily funded startup. You could do things. Your idea of scale was something else. That really helped me set up. Okay, my goals were leveled up. In the meanwhile, while at Park Plus, during COVID, news was getting very negative, and the whole mood was anyway sad and sorrow across the world. But media channels was mostly, I understand it empathizes or like it resonates your feeling, but when it does, it also elevates your stress levels. So that we identified, hey, like everyone's speaking about it. Why don't we do something else? So me and my co-founder got together, started up a website saying we can read positive news here. And then we figured, hey, why can't we present every news in a non-negative way? That's where we ended up in Katha. We started out with Malla Katha. Uh, so we made every news in a non-identity, non-negative based way of presentation. We build engine around it so that humans might still have a bug, but the engine can still rewrite news. And we also picked up cues from social media. If something is spiking, we made news out of it. Something like your InShots AI, InShots AI, they call it. This was all before ChatGPT, so it is still cool. Now, if you say something like this, I like, hey, I can just put in 4 words and then ChatGPT. From there, from once you enter media, we were also helping smaller regional news channels publish news in their WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram pages also. That's how we got into distribution. Suddenly, we realized partnering with 50 plus news channels, smaller regional news channels, we were reaching 30 lakh Malayalis every day with others. And that shot us to be like the third largest news distributor after the two M's of care. And then we figured, hey, there's a real distribution that we are doing. Why don't we go deeper? And that's where we switched to Katha Ads. So that's how we ended up at Katha Ads. I think like that's. I know the question was more about me, but like since it's also about the CEO of Katha, I had answered it how we ended up there. But it came out like the primary issue was also related something very personal. It was not just news affecting anyone. I post UPSC, I was an avid news reader. So I saw how it was affecting me. I went through I would not call it a depressive phase because that's a very serious word. But I had a very low phase consuming all the news. I still remember the call which I had with my current co-founder, like after reading a very tragic news on newspaper saying, "Hey, this is just not helping me. This is pulling me down every day, reading more." And I couldn't control reading. That is something I could just consume more and more. So yeah, it is very personal where we started. We wanted to uh, help build better information distribution channel, also better the so the kind of information that they're distributing should be very impactful. So that is where what we prompted. Just slightly moved away from the news angle to that being we still have a section in our app where I think daily around 20,000 people still share something good. Like we make posters, good thoughts, and positive news that people share. 20,000 people share it as WhatsApp statuses, we should be reaching around 25 lakh people every day. That is still there as a part of Katha's app. Mhm. But and we actually pay people to share such uh, positive things. So that is still close to heart. That is still being done. But our larger goal will only we understood to sustain this positive push. You need a financial model, and it is solved for. Like all media channels make business through advertisement. That's why we have an extensive advertisement arm because we figured tech plus distribution if could solve, then there is like insane scale and then good business plan. So just concluding, that's how Ishan and Katha has come together in the journey as overlap. Something very personal and something very aspirational. So both of it has come together.
So you mentioned that you have a co-founder for Katha, right? And what's their name and what are they like?
Yeah. We used to be like, we'll also build startups. He's is not a Mallu. We started out the whole Katha ads news thing in Malayalam, and then till date we have this camaraderie or friendship. To the point, his wife tells me you are a second wife, Mallu, or the first one, or the other way around. And we have like bitching sessions about him. This miserable living with him times. But being very honest, he is the most complimentary person I could have, and the same way, other way, vice versa. Because he's like very introverted. He loves tech, building tech. He loves scale. He loves iteratively solving challenging problem statements, which is all common. But he's also like we went to start this with this understanding. Literally, this is something we said on day one, and then we still stick by it. We are entering a battlefield, with me facing this side and him facing the other side. I assure him any arrows from this 180-degree will not hit him, and anything from his side will not hit him. And I have blind faith on. So I only look at my set of issues. He only looks at his set of issues, but we both got our back on ourselves. So that underlying trust and friendship is something which we have. And like the person to put the name to a person, his name is Harshvardhan Sharma. He's from Udaipur. And then, yeah, matlab, we have known each other now for like 14 years. And then, yeah, it's still very grateful to have someone like him, someone so understanding on your bad days, on your good days. It is it like because it started out from a friendship, right? So it is much deeper. Like if you are not feeling well, if you are frustrated with some problem statement, you call up and then you instantly feel better just by uh bitching about it or just like "Bhai, ye nahi ho raha." We have had days not so much now anymore to where we go uh, like tooth and nails with each other saying ki bhai matlab this is it, we are not working together to tomorrow the next instantly the next day coming up ki hey, we should write this moment down or like take a photo of this because I don't know, this is like way too awesome. And then I don't know how what we're doing. So like typically like a relationship or any friendship, but very complementary skill set and worldview. Not just skill set and worldview. So like there's no like it's like I want you to be out there. I like please don't tag me on LinkedIn. Like he wants to be ass inside. Right? I'm like, okay, you know the tech. This is the solution that we want. How do you build it is entirely yours. This is like you want to. We will always do a lot of decisions on our side. Like this 180-degree things. My decision is always backed by him. Obviously, we talk about the decisions and then why we took it. But now we have come to a point where we know why the person has taken
Got
it.
it. Brilliant. And how long ago did you build Katha Ads?
So we moved from Kada the news to Kada the ad section. This has been now 2.5 years after the switch. I think end of 2023, end of 2020 is where we started piloting with advertisement. How what can we do? And then by 2023 March, we had done our pilots, and then we were out there and like for like everyone to use. So Kada Ads has two product segments. Primarily one is a WhatsApp based distribution network where like anyone can sign up. We assess your profile and we try to match it with the right ads based on who could be there in your profile based on what your interests are and like more information about you. So you can just share it on a status. We track, we measure the impact and everything, and we compensate a small amount based on it because you just have to share it. It's a two-click thing for you, and you get a small amount as a reward. That's Unison. We crossed 1 million user signups on Unison a couple of months ago, and on Unison we reach around 11 crore. That's a maximum number across Kerala and Tamil Nadu. 11 crore unique phone numbers, but total reach we estimate it is around not unique 11 crore numbers through multiple these users. If you put a status and I put a status, like think like so it will reach to n number of people. That final reach I'm talking about. The unique reach to be around somewhere around 5 to 6 crore. So across Kerala and Tamil. That makes us as big as your Google Ads by end users because we are honestly we're riding on WhatsApp. That's not something we build ground up, but we figured a way uh, to for people to vouch for the brands that they like and get paid for. So that's the first platform. Second platform is something which is very familiar. We have picked a niche in influencer marketing, but here we are very focused on smaller upcoming creators and creating opportunities for them, creating more value for them. We say grow, learn, and grow in the sense grow your profile. We have content and classes for them, sessions for them where we help them how to do, what to do, what not to do in creator. Learn from each other. We have a community weekly sessions where community share with each other what tools you use. And then earn is like we obviously held them on with campaigns. We have brought in almost all the big names of Indian enterprises. We have worked with Tata, Reliance, ITC. We are in talk with HUL to bring in a campaign. Traditionally, these small creators are never chosen by these big brands because they want to have bigger names associated. Also, because let's say like a big brand like ITC might want to reach 5 million users on Instagram. They'll go with like max 5 people with 1 million users. What we are saying is, hey, you could do 500 creators with 10,000 followers each. We have built the tech to manage the communication and even managing the expectation on both sides. So when client says, this is what I want, we are building a AI tool to check if the video is having not just the pointers, what they're saying, same essence, same tone, same feeling, what emotions are being driven by the view. This is what we're building. So on Ignite, this Instagram currently, and we'll move to other creator platforms, YouTube and TikTok. If we go ahead. There we are creating a different form of AI cross content. Most of the AI cross content is you put in input and then want the AI to create content for you. We are at the other end of the spectrum saying, hey, our AI should be able to predict what impact will this content have on the audience. Does it make me feel emotional? Does it make me feel happy? So there's a lot of sentiment analysis, but also emotional analysis of the audience as well. So this is what we want to do. And we believe if we are able to do this, we are building something at a breakthrough level for marketers because they like marketers doesn't want to create a video. They want to know what impact it would have on the audience, right? So that is, I think, is largely missed out in the AI creator content landscape. That is what we are trying to. And if we are able to hit that right, this is a global opportunity. This is going to be a $1 trillion market across the globe in the next 7, 8 years. So that's what we are looking for. And yeah, that's a real opportunity that we are.
Brilliant. So let's talk about, you said the WhatsApp-based community that you have, it's
Yeah,
1 million
yeah, users plus.
users, right? So how does a normal, like how would a normal person like me reach out to you and register with Unison?
Okay, so yeah, it's called Unison. I think it was at 92% referral rate. Now it must be higher because we don't. The other 8% is random SEO organic. We have never run ads for that whole vertical till the 1 million. People have done, like, people have organically figured, oh, this is good, and then creators online have done videos about it. More people have signed up. But other than that, we ourselves have never done paid promotion because the whole idea of the WhatsApp product was it's word of mouth, digital word of mouth. I like something, I post it in my status. So we wanted our own product to be the proof of what we are saying. Say, hey, we never said, like, people saw other people posting about brands and stuff they like, and they asked friend, "Hey, how are you doing? Why are you doing it?" They said, hey, I do this. If you like, this is an offer. My friends might like this offer, they get benefited. And we have seen like footfalls being driven. It's not just an awareness campaign. We have had real ROI across. There are a lot of brands who have been continuously spending over last 20 months, like till the entire, like the initial brands are still spending currently also this month as well. So it has shown great impact for the brands who are working with it. So our own story had to be the first story was something which we believe. Now, coming to your question, how do you know? Currently, you would only know if your friend is doing it and you noticed. Also, not notice it as an ad because we place it, we try to do the content in a way it has to be informative and exciting to you. You might not realize unless you read the description on the bottom, which the link might have Katha ads on. We have done 46 crore impressions in the last 2 years. Just out through. So that's, if you look at the Kerala population, we have shown everyone some offer 15 times. So there's a high probability you have seen it in one of your friend status if you're someone who checks WhatsApp statuses. But the fact that you don't realize it is the is a good success metric that we have had. You might have seen some of the offers, something going on in some of the retail outlets that you might like MyG or Oxygen, something is up, and you might have seen it in someone's statuses. That must be us. So if you have had the curiosity to check, hey, why are you posting it? That's how we wanted to keep it, and yeah, that's once it explodes. So we have levers for our expansion, so we can like make it faster with more referral bonuses and stuff. But yeah, Malla, we have enough people in Kerala and Tamil Nadu now, so we have subtly controlled the spend and slowed it down deliberately. That's about the number because, like, as I said, we already cover around 5 to 6 crore people or reach, which is pretty much some 70% of all the smartphones out. So adding more people is not giving us more reach in these regions. It has to be from more regions. Yeah, that will come in the next phase of.
Brilliant. So when you give me a number saying 5 crore, is that inclusive of people like me? I never look at WhatsApp, I mean, stories, like very rarely do I look at it.
Huh.
But do you have like a metric that says good 70% of the population in Kerala or Tamil Nadu look at WhatsApp
Yeah,
statuses?
yeah. So okay. So globally, if I'm not wrong, I might need to check the status. You can, I can send you the link. I think around 1.5 billion people open WhatsApp status they have every, which is like 60% of their DAU, 67.
Okay.
In India also the numbers is around the same thing. 50, 60 percentage of their user base open this status. And when I'm saying this 5, 6 crore as a number, when I share, I usually get, I'm on the higher side because I have a lot more contact. I get 250, 260 views. This is so 260 individual views. But our average, it's around 130 to 140. Like That's the range. 110 to 140 is where most people are there. This unique number is what we are saying, playing to. Some of one, let's say I share it to 150. You share and then you reach another 150. Some of these numbers comes up to be around 11 crore. And in that,
Got it.
unique number is around 5 to 6.
Fair enough. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So, uh, how much money would a creator make from your platform? Let's say the maximum amount of money they can make.
Okay. So on WhatsApp, it's a very small amount. Like you usually get 5, 6 status because we don't want it to be very cluttered. It's your personal status. We have to make sure it is something which matches your interest, your age, social, economic understanding. So it's usually 5, 6 ads. So you might end up earning somewhere between 300, 400. But a creator on Ignite, Instagram side of it, there have been cases, so it's also performance based. So while we charge our clients a predetermined amount based on, and we have commitments on performance, creator side, we have gamified it and organically if it goes viral. So we have had cases like where videos are crossing follows with 10K, 20K, hitting 500K to close to a million. There, usually people cross 50,000 in pay. Usually from market, they might be charging 5K for a video. But if you do a video and then it really goes viral, you might end up earning 50K for one video. We we tried to give 3 videos per Instagram creator per month. So on an average, you would be earning, if you're a very small creator, you would be earning 5, 6K per month. To if you're a 100K, like closer to 100K creator, you might be earning somewhere like a 25,000 per just through us. And you don't have to reach out to us. We reach out to you every time with the opportunity. So that is the range that we have. This is the baseline. And one of your videos goes viral, like then you might be earning 25,000 bonus to 50,000 bonus. So yeah, but highest earning that we have recorded in a quarter, not I have not checked last quarter, but quarter before Jan to March is around 48,000. That is when we only had creators till 30K follower range. Now that we have 100K follower range, I'm sure like someone must be earning closer to like 60, 80K easily. Like a lot of people should be able to earn that much with us. So to give you a context, we have distributed 50 lakhs in the last 3 months just to Instagram.
And the last 24 months, you have done 50 lakhs of monetary distribution to creators.
Yeah. So I'm saying in the
Got it.
last 3 months alone, Instagram creators, which is like we have started the Instagram part in the last 3 months, first of which last 3 quarters, first of which was like more trial based. But the recent one, last 3 months, we have done as I said, 50 lakh, like significant amount of it. Over the last 24 months, we have distributed close to 4 crore to total, like WhatsApp. And so that's an impact in social impact that we have had. It might be very minute to a lot of people, like 300 or something, but we've had people coming back and saying, hey, this probably help their recharge or help some of their friends get the right product. So that's the effect. So our impact is not just helping creators earn both on WhatsApp, especially on WhatsApp. The more important impact on a word of mouth campaign is when you say, hey, I like my shoes, you're also helping your friend choose a better shoe. So the larger impact is we have not just is made an economic impact on the brand side, we have also helped a lot of consumers make better choice because they trust their friends and then they are sharing something beneficial to you. And yeah, you end up making a better consumer decision. So that is a threefold impact. That's it. Brands get better, the person who is sharing gets a monetary benefit, and the end customer who is an acquaintance of this person also get to choose a better.
So, in terms of, let's say, so we've already discussed the journey of how I could potentially reach out to you, make money out of it. Now, my next question is, if I were to put up the story on WhatsApp, right, I do have to get a creative. So now that's an important part of an advertisement. Um, let's say I own a business and it's a B2C brand. Now, if I want to place an advertisement there, I need my creatives to go out in that particular order to the right set of audience.
Yeah,
So, like, do you build the creatives and then do you share it with your network?
great question. So when we started out with WhatsApp, it was just a distribution, like from our use. So we were sharing creatives that brands were. Now that we also have a creator-led business model also. We have the ability to, taking case of Kerala, we have ability to create videos all the way from Kasargod to Parashala and then make people from there reshare it. So everyone is sharing their own kind of content from a single TV uh, video repurposed into a WhatsApp status. You're saying, hey, okay, that might work. But someone from Kasargod like me might watch a video of a creator from Kasargod speaking in my own native dialect. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. Oh, so this brand has come so close to me. So, and I'm seeing it in my friend's status. Make it super relevant for you and super interesting it for you rather than some random or some very popular actor coming in there and selling you. And you instantly realize that's an ad. Rather than that, we're saying, hey, like you might go for some local person who is anyway creating that video for you to be on Instagram. We can also repurpose this. Now, how do we reach you? We have an app for it. We also have an option where like we will WhatsApp it to you. So you just need to click on it and share it on WhatsApp status. So that's where I said it's two click. Open WhatsApp and then like, you have a message from us. You just share it on. Yeah, we do the tracking. We have a tracking link.
So the WhatsApp sharing methodology, as far as I understand, you cannot do it through a web app. From a mobile app, you can do it.
No, the app is like we all our apps are PWA, progressive web apps. You can
Okay,
also download the app from the website itself. We did not want
fair enough.
a app from a Play Store because it has its own complications. We kept it as web app. You can download it from the website itself. So yeah.
So does that actually help you avoid the commissions from Play Store as well?
No, so most of our transaction works outside Play Store anyway, outside the app. In the sense, brands pay us outside the app, and we pay our creators. It's automated via Razor Pay API.
Fair
So
enough.
it is there's no payment, subscription payment or
Within the
anything
app.
within the app.
Got
So
it.
it's all like app data fed into Razor Pay API and then app. So it is more of other internal consideration, the rate at which. So if it's a website PWA, you can like just quickly change it in hours. Like you can change the UI. You don't need to. People don't need to update. That's something we have faced with the last ad that we did. We said, okay, this time we are just sticking to PWA. And then this one part people don't know. Facebook use PWA till their first billion users, first billion with a B. So it really works because they did not want you to call back when they have an update. That is something Harsh kept sending me every time I asked for an app, which is most stable. Is like why Facebook did billion, we should at least do 100 million, and then I'll build it. Well, it was a million then. Now it's like 100
Yeah.
million users, I'll build an app. So yeah, he's been moving that goalpost for a while.
Damn cool. So my next question is on the other side of the fence. Now we've discussed creators and revenue and
Yeah.
monetization that you can generate for these creators. Now let's say I'm a brand. So I want to reach out to you. Let's say I have a B2C brand and I want to sell in Kerala to a 20 to 30-year-old population. Let's call it, let's say it's funky socks. Okay. So
Yeah.
I've already defined my target market to be like more millennial friendly funky socks. And I want to target the 20 to 25 age group. How much will it cost me to do this advertisement? And what is the ROI that I can expect out of it?
So what we claim is we make your current influencer marketing 5x more. Okay, we if it is giving you sales, it'll give you better sales as well. If it is not giving you sales, if it's only giving you views and not because like your brand stage of your company matters. Like so if you do as a new brand, do a lot of influencer marketing, it might only drive more people to you. They need to know you before they. So whatever is happening, we try to give you 5x better impact. Matlab, if influencer that this we have seen across. If influencers are giving you footfall, you have been able to drive much significantly higher footfall. If influencers have only be giving you views in sectors like automobiles, like nobody is going to see a video and buy a car, but the someone who is at the edge of buying a car might just get a push. And Instagram lead collection and everything else is little more tricky because there's no links. You have to go link in bio, which is trickier. You get some DMs. Anyway, coming back to your question, you want to target. So one thing that we have which distincts significantly from most players out there, we have we are Meta tech partner. Meta has identified as one of the tech partners. Also, because we are building a community of upcoming creators, which aligns with Instagram's policy of helping smaller creators. So, unlike Meta business partnership, which a lot of people has, if you look at a very few set of companies across as Meta tech partnership as a thing, which means we have access to more data points. The insights that you are able to see for yourself is much more deeper than like you cannot see insights for any other thing. But we as Meta partners, once our influencers signs up through us, we are able to see more insights on every ad that we do, including view through rate of every reel, which is not available anywhere else. Probably wouldn't have view through rate for any of your videos. Like what is the percentage of video that like YouTube has the view
Hmm.
through it, right?
Got it.
So that level of insight Meta is able to give us because like we are trying to help creators build more. And this data is helping you as a brand. Now, since you are asking as an advertiser, I'm telling, hey, not only you had like 100,000 views, these are very quality views because like 60, 70 percentage view through rate. Most of the people watched most of the video, which means it is a good fit for your brand. So now coming back to next. So which also means we have data on their demographic followers. So every influencer that you want to work with, we have even now we are building a interface where you can just type whatever you said, and then it'll give you the profiles. Hey, I want creators of this age who has high engagement and a very positive tone and speaks to their uh, people emotionally and has made a video on Kerala rains in the last 30 days. You add whatever you. And my brand is a fashionable, young, vibrant brand. All this is cross match. You can give us more and more details, and we pick up all of this to identify the setup. So that's the first this side of the tech that I had not mentioned earlier, influencer profile matching. And we are also, like if you notice, we are also capturing your expectation and your brand's persona. So next time you come, we'll be like, hey, we already know what you want. Here are the set of influencers. And these are the people who really worked out in your last campaign. We got more people like that. This is why this you should work. So we are trying to remove the process. We are currently in the market. A lot of with most of the players, how it works is you get a list of influencers, you then go through all of them and then say, hey, I like them, I like this. But it is purely based on your judgment on a couple of videos at max, what you look at. You're definitely not going through all of their videos. You don't know what they're speaking. All this is done by our tech. So to quote the number, we have a influencer base of 3,500 in South India, and this 3,500 people was selected from 70,000 applicants who have applied to join it. So we have a 5% selection rate and a 4-step selection process, including a telephonic interview where we literally ask them like, why do you want to be a creator? And then there are like good answers and bad answers. Like we want them to build a career. It shouldn't be a part-time thing. Like I want to make money. It should actually be like, hey, I am looking this as a career option. I want to be a big creator. I want to do this. This is the kind of information I want to grow. Is there like positivity alignment? I want to spread happiness out there. So things like that. We have a specific round for that as well. And then, so already it's curated for engagement metric and everything. So I'm just saying, since you gave us data on who you want, we'll give you more data on probably since you are a young, vibrant brand, you might also like this. So we'll tell you more about what you might want to do. And then we get a sign off from, oh, yeah, I actually think this is what my brands look like. Then we go to creators and say, hey, this is what I asked. The next phase is we don't want to give you a document. We want to instantly give you a AI across our previous content. We'll give you a video in 15 minutes saying, hey, this is the video. This is how the videos are looking. Do you like the look and feel of it? Ignore the AI creator, but like this is, it is going to be energetic. It is going to be informative. So you know. So that is going to be the reference video for creators. This takes away a lot of gap. Now text as a, you say, hey, I want a very informative video. Someone start reading it like a newspaper. Then you say, oh, this is not what I meant. Like, we have had situations like it, especially when it comes to things like, I want funny creators. We have had brand managers saying ki, hey, this is not funny. Because funny is very subjective. Something could be funny to you, but not to me. So we have figured, okay, we need to be more and more and more objective and understand your expectation. So not just 25 to 18 to 25, but what is funny to your brand to that level. If you can go to that level and is your brand actually funny that where like this, all of this a part of your persona, or is it just you that you think it should be? So question like that is getting more clearer and clearer, building our persona, right matching, and then comes the pricing part. Once you do this, and then we have, again, we are building a platform. We have multiple types of, like your Uber has Excel, yeah, speed. Oh, we have also created fast track campaigns. You get 100 videos in 5 days. Do you want that? Or do you want to go to the standard loop, which takes 7 to 15? Okay. Or do you want to reserve this creators for some time? Do you want to do larger? So you have all, now that it's a platform, tech platform, you can click buttons and then you can select, you can choose. The best part is this is very hard to be done manually, but we build a system for communication. We have trained those users what means what in our system, which means they understand if a video needs to be delivered in 3 days, there is obviously higher payment for that, or a video needs to be 7 days. They can reject or accept based on their availability, their understanding, and then they have a creator score based on how well they commit and deliver. So that is taken care of on their that end. Now, to give you price range, if you're doing let's say across, you want a mix of nano and micro. On an average, you would pay somewhere like 6,000 per influencer. Is what you. So if you want to do 100 creators across Kerala, it is not geography restricted. You can do 100 creators across Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and both. Rate pretty much remains the same. The slight variation geographically, it is based on market rates, but this is the average rate that you should be looking at anyway. And this is typically currently lower than market, taking a hit at places. Even our creators have agreed on a lower rate than what they want outside. That is because we are able to give them 2, 3 campaigns in a month, instead of like one time gig. But anyway, we also want to start out and go back to market rate because like we are obviously trying to create a better solution. We don't want to leave any money on the table. That's not how like business should be done. Like one easy way to do business, say we are just cheaper. We don't want to be the cheaper solution. We want to be the better solution. So at the same price, we'll give like much more options for them to work around and much more insights on how your campaign is going to be and how your campaign went actually. So that is what will help us differentiate. I've given you the pricing, I've given you the overview. That should help you choose if you want to work with Kada.
But so every business has a average order value. So if I
Yeah,
were to like take your business as an example, I'm still going back to the ROI because I think it's an important number.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you could give me like an average eyeball cost or value, how
So
much
you
would you?
typically brand, since we are also working with bigger brands now because like it our platform is designed for larger campaigns. It is very hard. We still do some of these pilot campaigns where we work with 10, 15, 20 influencers, but our expertise and like differentiator comes out when we do larger campaign. For BGMI, Battleground, the game, we did a campaign last month for their South India anthem launch. We did 500 creators across 4 states, and we did it in like 17 days. So yeah, well, that really pushes boundaries for us. We love it internally because it breaks things. You get to, but then BGMA also understand to just shortlist 500 people will take 17 days for like. But we are like, okay, this is done. This is like delivered to you in a silver platter. You just take it. So it varies. Like, but your average AOV is currently around 3 lakh per brand, as what the brand on an average spend. Now, coming to ROI, I think more than ROI, a good way to measure ROI in our business is objectively, if you check macro engagement rate or a view rate, it's usually 30 to 40 percentage view rate organically and less than 1 percentage engagement. Our average numbers are like we assure a minimum of 70 percentage view rate, which is double. But more often than not, I think our average is above 90 percentage. We have had campaign. The better the brand, we have seen bigger the brand name, we have seen larger view rates and engagement. So, for example, we did a campaign for Maruti with 800K followers combined. But the total, like couple of videos went so viral, total reach was around 2.2 million. So almost 300 percentage view, right? And their engagement rate was around 6-7%, which is like 7 times the norm. So that's one. So for those campaigns, they just wanted more people coming out. And then we also analyze the comment, what are people saying? Is it relevant to it? And then we say, hey, like so many content is like was about how Maruti was. It was about Maruti 6 airbag safety, and then a lot of positive comment about like how Maruti has improved their safety over time and stuff. So that really was like they went back and did another campaign in like a couple of other states. Is doing another one in Kerala again, and this is just like last 2 3. So how do we measure ROI outside view rate and engagement rate? Is we check if the brand is coming back to us. And that's the retention rate that we check. And for Ignite, we have seen like really high retention rate, above 80-85 percentage for all the brands that have done. So that tells us like something is going right. While they're never revealing how much the campaign pulled in, we know if they're coming back. So that's the only thing that we keep checking. Hey, like, are we getting them back and then doing another campaign with them? If yes, it is working. So that's the only metric you get to have because you're not we are not creating a performance channel. So it's not an instant ROI. And more people we are like it's a cyclical loop. People were all awareness, performance had peak. It's still a like what Google or Meta does, no one can dream to do. They have done the largest single-handed changes in advertising industry. But now people also realize just doing more performance wouldn't help if the brand is not familiar. And it should also come from a familiar face. That's why you see like more and more influencer marketing. Like HUL declared they are going to send some 50% of their, I don't know if it's digital budget or marketing budget, which amounts to 12,000 crore in this calendar year across the world. That's an insane commitment from their end. Like, and they are one of the largest FMCG across the. They understand how creators are going to change the landscape for all of their products, right from traditional brands like Lux to your new acquisition that they have. They are like we will do probably your tier one actresses, but we'll also need hundreds and thousands of like your tier four creators, tier six creators who can speak in their own words like your UGC. So that shift, I think we are in the correct place to tap it, and then using AI makes it more scalar because it would be okay. We're doing like 2-3 thousand videos per month now, but by next year, and we want to do like a 1 lakh plus videos per like 2-3 thousand videos a day, then it becomes almost manually impossible for to like you to go through. So we're building that tool and like working with hundreds and thousands of brands, getting that persona in, doing the matching, making sure the video also matches the client expectation, and then giving it back, tracking, and then coming back, hey, these are the kind of influences that is working for you, and then so on. And same help, we also try work with agencies, marketing agencies, and ask them to use this tool because like it'll also make their life easier. You don't have to go track every hour. Uh, it'll also auto suggest, hey, these are the creators which is working for you. Not just individual creator. We also have a comparison saying, hey, female creators brought in more, significantly more view, or this age group had more interest in your thing. Those kind of people had a better comment ratio. Things which will make your next campaign also easier on Instagram. So you can keep iterating on the insights. So it's never about one single campaign that we do. The ROI is much more long term. We say even if you're not going to do the next campaign with us, please take back the insights. Don't you don't have to experiment on these things because these things are clearly like some age groups might perform really well with your brand, some gender, some location. It might be tier one, tier two. We're like, please use this insight in your next campaign. It could be with another creator, but we are sure this is what is.
Fair enough. Now, so this is very clear to me that it's a brilliant B2C or a D2C model, right? For me to advertise. Let's imagine that I have a B2B brand. Does this help me advertise or uh, does would Katha Ads actually help me get the ROI
No,
from there?
no. So we know our nose and we are very strong on our nose and that has helped us remain on path. So we do not do B2B brands. Like it is B2C mostly. And within that we have sectors where we work. We have like 8 sectors. We often knew like we were not even open to four-wheelers. We were very bullish on two-wheelers because we knew a lot of youngsters wanted to see a lot of videos about two-wheelers before they drive it. But interestingly, Onam, we have worked with a lot of four-wheeler brands, and most of it were like referrals and inbounds coming in. So they see, okay, while it might not result in an instant sale like a two-wheeler or a youngster, because this age group of buyers in four-wheelers is also significantly elder than your two-wheeler buyers. They don't look at it from just from instant purchase, but they know being relevant there, showing that presence and look and feel of the vehicle out there makes a lot of impact in their sales assets. So there's also ROI in the short term, but yeah, matlab they're trying to go with more regional, more personal influencers. Like so, when I'm looking at a auto reviewer, I know like he's reviewing a car by car by car. But I'm looking at my 5K creator who I know, who I've seen him grow from 5K. I know he has a pet dog at his home. I know he loves ice cream because I've been following his content. And now he comes and say, hey, Maruti is like doing well. They've had 6 flashbacks. It just has a mental impact on because you feel like you know the person. He's not a star. He's someone you know.
Sure.
So that relevancy of the person was never uh, metered in like history of advertisement until influencer. It is not a sense. Just saying influencer marketing came and said, hey, this is very close to word of mouth. There was word of mouth and celebrity endorsements. Then they said like this is closer to word of mouth and celebrity endorsement. That is why it also made sense for us to come from word of mouth WhatsApp to here because this was very close. And we still say what brands is doing is having spokesperson in smaller network. Instead of having one spokesperson who is a larger than life image for your brand, but is also a larger than life image for 50 other brands. They're saying this one small person who caters to 25,000 people, they know this guy will be genuine. He'll also give them a fair evaluation of stuff. Like, it wouldn't be so negative, but people are like, ha, ठीक है. मतलब, if you are like this, you might like this. So they are more genuine, more real about this. So that is what people like about like smaller creators, and that we are trapping in.
Got it. Brilliant. Now my next question is, who is your competition?
Okay. So we do, if you see, we do AI and we do end-to-end management. From you're like, we make you feel like you are working with one creator called Katha, but you still get 100 videos in a week without talking to any of them. And then we also give you a guarantee at this point. Like we still continue to run it. You reject any of the video that you don't like, we'll pay the creator. You don't have to. So that is also to help build the trust on our matching algorithm because people are still not very easy on letting go of, hey, I still want to know who we are working with. Hey, I don't know if I'll get approval. We'll be like, hey, if you don't like the profile, if you don't like the video, you reject at the end because we have already curated from a list of a lot of people. We are sure that you'll like it. And we recently also, like, I think we always have had above 80 percentage approval on the final videos. Recently, last 4 weeks, if I take average, it's around 95, 96%. And we have done around 2000 videos in the last. So I'm saying out of 2000 videos that we send to client, 1900 of them, they have approved and whatnot. And that is the level of trust that we want to build. Like you have a really high probability if we and our system likes it, you will like it because we started with you. It is what you want that we are trying to build. Yeah. So I was saying how we differentiate. So exact competitors might not be there. Before talking in competition, like a couple of competitor names that I want to bring up. We identify agencies as collaborators. So because like we think they have worked with brands, they know the expertise, they know marketing, they know relationship building. So that is why I said like we work with agencies, marketing agencies to make their daily ops better by using our tools. Like you don't have to track, you don't have to see who's doing well and all. So it's a three-sided network for us that we are trying to do. Agencies, creators, and brands working together to make the ecosystem. We are just putting the tech as a table. Three people were there on the floor. They're like, here's the table. You guys can sit together on the table and work on it without having any hassle. Okay. And then now coming to competitors, there's this, there are a lot of agencies turning into platforms saying, hey, we have 10,000 creators, we have 100,000 creators. But those are mostly where you discover what is a kind of, you pay a fee to get a list of creators. Matlab, you can put in all the filter. This is basically a database filtered into, okay, Kochi, 100K to A. But we are going beyond that. One, even in the filter part, we are telling you tone, emotions, and stuff. Two, we match already. So there is no matching. Like all this database platform would give you a list. We tell like we would suggest or select top 10 or top 50, whatever number of creators that you would want to work with. Uh, Removes the human biases, looks into more data points that like you can naturally process. So that's second one. Third and most important differentiator is we are trying to build a AI assessor of video that no one is like doing. I At least in India, the market that we are in, no one is trying to crack that part of it, trying to assess video and see if the brand, what is the probability that brand or the brand manager would. That would be a real game changer across the wherever. So in the true sense, what we're doing exactly, and I understand like it'll take some more time for everyone to have all these pieces matched. But the closest one we see is an agency converted into a platform called Forus. They're also trying to QOR, you said, if you want. They have a larger database because they started almost 10 years ago, but they were an agency and then they have converted themselves into a platform, which means you can select, match. But again, one key differentiator is most of this platform work with people above 100K because it's easier and it's easier to find, it's easier to talk to them. These people are mostly full timers. They'll give you videos faster, listen to you, or they know how this works than our model, which we put in a lot of effort to grow the community, help them learn, help them like pick up new skills on the way to be a better creator. So we are invested in our creators, not just in our platforms. Key differential. No, like we look at it as a community. So it is not a database for us. It is more like, hey, you are we. That's why we also feel it is more than a name or a profile to it. It's a person that you are selecting. You cannot just say yes and no. We know who will represent your brand. We are selecting representatives and spokesperson for your brand. It's not a profile that you can cross. Difference in perspective is largely driving the other key differentiators. But business model wise, you can say like uh, agencies who have added more tech platform layers to it, people like Chorus, which is one of the larger player, and they are like I think working with some of the key players in the north, but they're largely in. Uh, yeah, matlab, because for brands it's still like, hey, I want 100 videos. Katha can do it, Chorus can do it. From that perspective, it is pretty much the same. But once you experience the level of depth that we go, I think there's a clear differentiator. But like to give a competitor name, that would be Chorus.
Got it. Now, we spoke a lot about Qatar restraint to Tamil Nadu and Kerala. What about your expansion plans? Are
Oh,
you
okay.
moving
So
pan India?
WhatsApp is uh, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Instagram is already across South India. So if you see Instagram, we launched it in Kerala last October, and then from there we have had uh, I think it's been 10 months. We have reached 5 states. Now we have learned to grow faster, learned to replicate the model everywhere. After Diwali, because like festive, like we move from festival to festival in advertisement industry. After Diwali, we want to open up regions. So we want to do Bombay region, which is like probably west, and then Delhi region, which is entire north. We're trying to. So we did Kerala, we did Tamil Nadu. We like kept it for 6 7 months. In the next 3 months, we opened Telugu states, and in the next 1 month, we had opened them. So we are definitely getting faster. Expansion plans. So by the mid of next year, we want to be across India, and by next Diwali, we want to be the obvious option for even North Indian brands to do influencer marketing. Yeah, that's the expansion plan in India. Outside India, this is like as relevant across the world because influencer marketing is just on fire. Very similar demographic markets are like South America, Southeast Asia, and GCC. So those would be our first target markets outside India, and then it is also big in Europe and US and rest of Asia, Africa as well. So that would be the next phase. We have not put in a lot of thought there because we know the next set of countries that we want to do after India. And that's the visibility I have at this point. Like next 3 years, 3 to 7 years, I've said like all the rest of the continents name pretty much. If we want to be truly global, we want to be like there at the helm of AI cross content creators, be the obvious brand and obvious technology to go to for any brand acquisition. So that's the goal in like 7 year goal.
So, are you looking for any funding at this point with the current scale that you are?
We have had a great hypothesis of like keeping it bootstrapped and as chill as possible. Chill in the sense we are very pushy on ourselves. That is something we have maintained. Like we are the way we track numbers. So it's week 233, and we have tracked every week, every metric from week one. We all of us has a sheet where we identify. Everyone drives 3 to 4 metrics. Everyone from like we are a team of 60 now, and I'm sure all 60 people have some metric. Okay, 2 to 3 metrics to follow, and that is also related to some part of the performance. Right? So that is the culture that we drive, and it is 233 week 233. So this means we have been largely disciplined, and our idea of discipline has evolved. Honest fear has been if you take in a lot of external funding, would this understanding of discipline has to be changed? Not that like we don't like discipline, would there be a lot? Would we have to, like I said earlier, we are very strong to saying no, even to a lot of money at times, because we think that is not what we want to do at times. Would that have to change? So some of the decisions and compromises is what is between us and the fundraise. Now that is one fear or insecurity as a founder I have shared. But on the other side, I know like we are very good opportunity to be investing because we are working in a huge market. The market itself is growing at 25%. We are growing 4x year on year and we are profitable. That's the best part. We don't need the money to grow at the pace that you're like without any external. I couldn't say without. We have raised two rounds from friends and family, and we are still open to raising more from friends and family because with them it's still like, hey, we are co-building this together. You will see the numbers going up. You see the growth happening. We don't want a lot of intervention come. If you agree to it, let's do this. We'll create value for you. You help us connect. Not every friend and family is there. Like we have identified people who can add value to our growth, and then that is what we are looking at also. Next phase of funding is what we are discussing right now. There are two views. One, stick to the friends and family, probably extend it to a HNI or like someone who can also bring in a lot of network, or go the traditional VC way because we are also working on AI, which means a lot of data and tech would be required. And that would be the VC way. Uh, we are open to both now. Uh, and we have plans like it's a point of inflection. We can take both routes. We are considering both. We are internally discussing both. We would need, we wouldn't need funding because like we are profitable. We would want some kind of funding to grow even faster. Like because like I said, we are very pushy. We saw Zepto grew 2.5x from a 4,000 crore base. That got us all thinking, ki, hey, we are just growing at 4x because we were like, hey, we are growing at 4x year on year. Now it is just 4x. We are like, okay, Zepto can do 2.5. We should do like 7, 8x. So that would need more money because there's an organically there is a limit at which the money you can reinvest and it can. There's a clock that is around the thing and that limits. So now we are like, okay, a little more money can really help us push, help us open more territories, help us bring in better people, build better tech, and hence grow fast. So, and I've come to an understanding it has to be a money being a multiplier to for you to raise, and we have like some strong signals. We have solved rest of the equation to make it to hey put more money to make more impact. So that we have solved for a different part of the questions, and that finally makes me like more confident taking because I now know if you put in X, Y is gonna come out in this. So yeah, malab feeling that's why I said like we are actively internally talking about possibilities, and both of these opportunities are open.
I actually wanted to ask you how big the team was, but you already mentioned, I think,
Haha.
60 members strong.
Yeah, yeah.
And what was that growth like? Like how
Okay,
long did it
so
take for you to build?
okay, so again, so me and my co-founder was like really inspired by the WhatsApp story. They had 13 people when they sold it to Facebook, and then we are like, we'll never cross 20, and we kept our word till last December. We over the first 3.5 years, we were 18, 19. In between, we did a pivot. We had to let go some people. We went down 15, and then Feb we were 22 because like we said like once you cross 20 there are more regulations coming in your PF and stuff. We hired an HR, and then we just exploded. I don't know, in the last 4 months it's like so yesterday we had our mid-month town hall, so I usually read out growth, and yeah, malab, it's scary to be honest to not have some level of control because we have also delegated hiring to each functional head. So I usually get to know the number once they are hired. So at the end of the month, then you like, oh, we have hired some people, and but we are growing. The counter narrative that I'm running in my head is, hey, I'm still working with a small team. I have a team of 8 people. I don't need to worry about 60 people because it becomes too overwhelming for me thinking, hey, like I'm like somehow responsible for and answerable to 60 people. That is another load that you have to live with. So I've like made my peace with it and I say, these are the 8 people that I work with. Each of them work with like some 6 to 8 people. So that's their answerability. I am answerable to these 8 people. I am to support these 8 people. And then let rest of the issues find me than me going to and then finding those. So it's been a crazy growth. But what offsets me is like I said, in Park Plus I've had 21 people and 2 like just like that's how funded startup works. And then so I keep thinking it okay, matlab, we're still there. Like we still hire 20 people in a month, last 2 months. That is still slower than 20 people in 2 days. So I'm okay. Seen the numbers happening around. I've seen like I've talked to some of these founders. Like I think Park Plus is now 2,500 strong. I keep talking to Hisamka from Entry, and they are 1,200 strong. So I don't even think like they would relate to it now. But like when we reach 40, I was like, Bhaiya, we doubled. I don't know what to do. I'm panicky. And then and then like we had conversations about it. Like I keep talking to them once in a month, share my insecurities and concerns. They're like, okay, you are not working with all 40 of them, so don't think that way. You can probably think of it this way. And then that has really helped me focus better. And then yeah, well, set up structure based on how to build more people and accommodate more. If you look at it, we still feel at scale when all of our automated processes would kick in, it will be a much efficient team in terms of number. I'm not against creating more employment, but we want only those employment which needs empathy or a human relationship to be there. Like we want our creator support team to be very, very active and out there. Like we want them to be very supportive. We want them to be like very friendly and stuff. So those we never think can be replaced by your tutorial classes or mock videos or any sessions, online sessions that you can have. But some of the things that we do right now is very operational and then stuff. Those we want to replace. So yeah, it'll be I think it will more like be a bell curve. We'll keep adding more numbers as we go ahead. But once we hit that spot with the identifying how this video will create an impact and less manual input needed, there we'll have an inflection point where like we can move a lot of people to building that community and serving that community than going behind the nitty gritties of videos. So yeah, that's how I see the growth happening. On the like another thing that we have done in the last 2 3 months is we have got a lot of really smart and experienced people to lead a lot of things. People who have uh, mostly from IIMs, ISB, and have worked in both large MNCs. I wouldn't say MNCs, large tech companies like your Microsoft or core startups where people have been chief of staff to founders and raised funds in millions of dollars and have had the experience. So we have gotten both in the last 3 months, last 3 to 4 months, and that leadership team has become like more stronger in the recent quarters. Yeah, that is probably also why I'm less insecure about like, whoa, we are a bigger team now. I'm scared. There are people who have seen this. They know how to do it. I can always ask them or my mentors. Yeah, that is the reassurance I keep giving my.
Brilliant. Ishan, I am so glad that we had this conversation. I can't begin to tell you how impressed I am with the kind of ecosystem that you've built in 2 years. Uh, and the kind of growth that you have, the kind of products that you've built, especially the part where you said, despite that video getting selected or not, we ensure that the creators are paid. I think that's what going to stick with me for like the next 1 or 2 years with me watching Katha grow, right? And I believe that you have the potential to be a unicorn.
Yeah,
I have to thank you
thank
so
you.
much for your time. I'm
Thank you
so
so
glad.
much. Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be the first one to have covered you like in your long unicorn
Yeah, yeah.
journey, and then
Yeah, yeah,
we can
yeah,
look
for
back and
sure.
tell people.
Yes,
that I covered
hopefully.
Ishan long ago.
Hopefully, we really hope so. And we strongly, very strongly believe we have the right market space and the potential in the team to be globally recognized startup. I wouldn't want to just go by the valuation of things, but yeah, matlab, more than that, my our personal milestone would be if we can distribute $1 billion to our creators across the globe
I know.
in a year. That's something I'll be like really, really looking forward. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I know I've taken up a lot of your time.
Uh,
We will end it here.
yeah. Thank you.